Okay, so this video is going to cover chapter 3 of Groundwork for College Reading, and this is from part 1. And this chapter is about syllables. And in this chapter, what we're going to be learning is what a syllable is, just a reminder of that. And we're going to use 5 rules that are going to help us break words into syllables. Now, just like before when we were talking about vowels, and also consonants, and I said, you can't really trust your ear in this situation for breaking things into syllables, or also for deciding if a vowel is correct or incorrect. Sometimes your ear will be right, but a lot of times you're going to be making a mistake just because your language is different than English. So really what you want to focus on is making sure that you learn these 5 rules, because I promise you that if you do learn these 5 rules and you apply the rules, you're going to be dividing these syllables up correctly. So let's start off with what a syllable is. Basically what a syllable is it's a part of a word that has only one vowel sound. And it's important for us to say vowel sound rather than vowel, because we know already that sometimes there are 2 vowels that only make one vowel sound. So for example, when we have the 2 vowels together, we know that that makes a long vowel, with the first vowel being pronounced and the second one being silent. We also know that in English there's something called a silent E, which comes at the end of a word and is not pronounced. So if we look at these 2 examples, the first one is rip. And there's one vowel sound in there. So in this case, there's one vowel sound, and it's also one vowel that's written, so it's easy there. In the second word, sunscreen, we actually have 2 vowel sounds. The first vowel sound is the U sound, the short U in sun. But the second vowel sound is the long E in screen. So even though we have a total of 3 vowels there, U, E, E, we only have 2 vowel sounds, so we only have 2 syllables. So let's start looking at some of the rules for dividing things up into syllables. The first rule is that words with a silent final E. So a word or syllable that has a silent E has 2 vowels but only 1 vowel sound. So that's why we can't go by counting the number of vowels in a word, because sometimes some of the vowels are silent. So for example, in a word like tune, there's 2 vowels, U and E, but it's only 1 syllable because only the U is pronounced, a long U. The second rule says that words with 2 vowels together in which 1 vowel is silent. So some words or syllables have 2 vowels together but only 1 vowel sound. And we talked about this with sunscreen before, where you had EE but you only pronounce 1 E. So in this example we have heat, where we only pronounce the long E but the second one is silent. So even though there's 2 vowels written, there's only 1 vowel sound, so it's only 1 syllable. Alright, so let's look at the rules for dividing between 2 consonants. The first rule is when 2 consonants come between 2 vowels, divide between the consonants. So this rule is known as VCCV. Okay, and it's really useful if you memorize that one. So basically what VCCV means, it means that when you have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, you divide the syllable between the 2 consonants. So if we look at the word donkey, the first vowel is O, and then the first consonant is C, and then another consonant, K, and then we have another vowel, E. So we're going to divide between the 2 consonants, between the N and the K. In the next example, happen, we have an A is our vowel, and then a P and a P, and then an E at the end. So we're going to divide between those two consonants. Now, don't get tricked, because we learned before that when you have two two consonants together, the second one is silent. But in this case, it actually doesn't matter that the second one is silent. We still divide between the two of them. And we're going to have one P on one side and the other P on the other side. And then we have silver. So we have I, vowel, L, consonant, V, consonant, E, vowel. So we divide between the L and the V. If a word has three consonants in a row, you need to divide between the first consonant and then the consonant blend that follows. So, for example, in applaud, you have PPL. So your division is going to be after the first consonant. So it's going to be A, P, and then divide PL. It would be incorrect to say APP and then L, dividing between the second P and the L. So in monster, you have vowel, O, N consonant, S consonant, T consonant, and then E. And we're going to divide between the N and the S because we want to divide between the first consonant and then the consonant blend. And the same is true for surprise. We have a vowel U, consonant R, consonant P, consonant R, and then a vowel I. So we're going to divide between the R and the P. Our next one is when we have a single consonant comes between two vowel sounds, divide before the consonant. Okay, so this one is going to be called the VCV. Remember, our last one was called the VCCV, but this one there's only one consonant rather than two. So in this case, we divide before the consonant. So if you look at even, we have an E vowel and then V consonant and then an E, which is a vowel. So we're going to divide before the consonant V. In minus, we have an I vowel, N consonant, and then a U vowel. So we're going to divide before the consonant N. In pony, we have the O vowel, N consonant, and Y vowel. Remember, Y at the end of a word is a vowel. So we're going to divide before the N. Rule number 3 says that if a word ends in a consonant followed by LE, the consonant and LE form the last syllable. You may remember that in class I mentioned that L is kind of a little funny letter. It is a consonant, but it has sort of vowel-like qualities in it. So what ends up happening is that this L becomes sort of a vowel sound. So for example, in the word handle, even though the E at the end of handle is silent, we still treat the DLE as a consonant because that L sort of has a vowel-y feel to it. So in the example cable, LE is at the end, and then we take the consonant that comes before it and we divide it. In simple, the LE is at the end, and then we take the consonant before that and we divide it between the M and the P. Alright, so then our fourth rule is about prefixes and suffixes. So what a prefix is it's a part of a word that comes before the word and adds a meaning to it. So the prefixes that you're going to see in this chapter are listed here. So you have add, in, com, non, con, pre, so on and so forth. So when you see these ones at the beginning of a word, because pre means beginning, you're going to divide that prefix. So the word prefix is actually an example. We have pre, and we're going to divide after that one. Unfair, un is the prefix, so we divide after the un. Re is the prefix, so we divide after review, after the re part. Suffixes are sort of the opposite of prefixes. Suffixes come at the end of the word, and normally they change the part of speech of the word when they come there. But here's a number of, pardon me, a number of common suffixes that you're going to see in this chapter. So able, less, in, ly, meant. Okay. But when you see those suffixes, you're going to divide before them. So player, we're going to divide before the er. Statement, we're going to divide before the ment. And needless, we're going to divide before the less. And our last rule, it has to do with compound words. So what a compound word is a compound is a combination of two words. One of the ones that we had earlier in this PowerPoint was we had sunscreen. So you have two words there, sun and screen. And the rule is that when you have a compound word, you just divide between the two words. Okay? Compound words are always divided between the words they contain. So railroad has two words, rail and road. We divide between them. Bloodstream, we have two words there as well, between blood and stream. Redhead, the same way, between red and head. Okay, you're going to notice that even though this is a different rule, it sort of follows some of the same rules that we've already studied. Okay. All right. So just to review here, a syllable is a word or a part of a word that has one vowel sound. Remember, it's not the number of vowels that are actually written, it's about the sounds that are actually said. And just as a reminder, some words will have two vowels, like rose, but only the first vowel will be pronounced, and the second E is silent. And we'll also have words where you have two vowels right together, like pear, play, heat, breed, but only the first vowel is pronounced, and the second one, pardon me, is not. And then we have the 5 rules that we need to memorize. So rule 1 is VCCV, rule 2 is VCV, rule 3 is the LE rule, rule 4 is the prefixes and suffixes rule, and rule 5 is the compound word rule. Now we will do some practice over this in class, and you know, practice is the way that you're going to understand it the best. But please bring any questions that you have to class, and we'll discuss them there. All right, take care. See you in class. Bye.